All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the continuing series that I am doing of the trials and tribulations of the likes of Red and Trey on their journey, the ups and downs of their time here in this WWE game, WWE 2K20, before canon, I guess, before they joined my current wrestling program that I put them in. So, I'm going to go over some stuff, look at maybe, let's see, are there any new podcast things? Yeah. There's a Buzz and Cole show and some messages, so before we get into any matches, let's go over this.
Well, first things first, it was another crazy week on SmackDown Live as we have a new WWE champion after Trey beat Adam Cole.
You mean Samoa Joe and his cyborg arm beat Adam Cole? By the way, I've been thinking about modifying one of my appendages. From what I hear, the prices have really come down the past few years.
Oh yeah? What did you have in mind?
Nothing major. Maybe just like a robotic ear or one of my pinky toes. Even though prices have dropped, I'm still on an indie budget.
I get the ear, I guess, but what would you even do with a bionic pinky toe?
The pinky toe is the most underrated of toes. Without it, you wouldn't be able to run, walk, or skip. So if I had a bionic pinky toe, I'd be able to do all of those things, but way better. Can you imagine how good of a skipper I would be?
No, I can't. But that brings up a good point. How is it fair for Samoa Joe, or any superstar, to have a competitive advantage like that?
It's the world we live in now. Man and machine are becoming one and the same. And besides, it's not like this type of thing hasn't existed in WWE before. Hulk Hogan once wrestled wearing a helmet with a giant fist on it.
Oh yeah, the war bonnet.
Yeah, and was that fair? Jake the Snake had his Cobra by Macho Man. Was that fair? Papa Shango put voodoo spells on his opponents to make them puke and ooze black stuff out of their heads. I'd say that was a competitive advantage.
Okay, point taken. Either way, I wouldn't want to have to face Joe and his cybernetic arm anytime soon. Sorry, Trey, but I think you're in big trouble.
Maybe Trey should look into a bionic pinky toe. Then he could at least run away a lot faster from Joe. Just a thought.
Can run away a lot faster. That's true. Alright, messages. Xavier Woods. It's been a while. We're cool, right? Didn't work out versus Savages. The next time you're back on New Day. Okay. Okay, what's over here? Messages. Wait a minute. Why does the phone look weird? Only thing less believable than your acting is you as a champion. You were a fraud when you stole my part, and you're still one now. Alright. Let's talk to Ronda Rousey.
I hope you're feeling all right after that steel cage match.
And my controller batteries are low. I should probably go fix that.
Look, if you're worried about our match later, I'll be fine. Turns out I actually perform better with possibly cracked ribs.
Just remember, the winning mixed match challenge team gets $500,000 to donate to whatever charity they want. I don't want to miss out on that because you've got your hands full with other things.
Mm-hmm.
My hands aren't full at all. Look, completely empty. I even had time to think of an awesome team name. Team Rowdy Trey.
You clearly just thought of that, so I think that proves my point about you being distracted.
No, that took weeks of brainstorming. I swear, I even had a think tank put their heads together on it.
A think tank. Was it a fish tank that you wrote think on it?
Whatever, just make sure you bring your A game later.
The Mixed Match Challenge starts tonight and everyone else knows who they're teaming with. So when are you gonna tell me who my partner is on my way to the ring?
Oh, did I forget to assign you a partner? Must have slipped my mind.
Yeah, I'm sure.
To make it up to you, I'll let you choose your teammate.
Great. I choose Seth Rollins.
You didn't let me finish. I'll let you choose from a group of superstars that I've selected.
Is Seth Rollins one of them?
No. Your choices are Kurt Hawkins, who's now lost over 1,000 consecutive matches. Your old trainer, Riley Flash, who I have no doubt is in tremendous ring shape, especially after just flying in from Calgary on 6 connections. It was the cheapest fare I could get last minute. And finally, Drew McIntyre. You might remember he recently helped Becky Lynch acquire your SmackDown Live Women's Championship, so I'm sure you two would work really well together. I know it must be hard to pick from those 3 amazing options, but I need an answer now.
We're going Kurt Hawkins, baby.
See, when you're willing to put your gas station toilet seat of an attitude aside, we can work together after all.
We got you, Kurt. We got this. Yeah, whatever. Come on.
This guy's still a loser to me.
Let's go, Kurt. We got this.
And from Queens, New York, weighing in at 223 pounds, Kurt Hawkins.
Hawkins at one point lost 269 matches in a row. It's almost impressive. Was he trying to lose?
Don't be so hard on him. Some people just need a little more time to figure out that winning formula.
That's a good point, Byron. I mean, look at you. You've been doing this for how long, and you're still awful at it. Some people were just built to be WWE superstars. And if history's taught us anything, Kurt Hawkins was probably more likely built to be an electrician.
Things are about to get a little
And
more
from Staten Island, New York, Carmella.
Byron, are you ready to admit the truth yet? Mella is money.
All right, who's her partner?
I am in the top 1%.
Really?
Say hello to the top 1% of WWE.
Poor EC3.
And weighing in at 231 pounds, EC3.
Talk about an incredible story. A superstar who left WWE years ago, reinvented himself, got himself in the best shape of his life, and now he is back in his words, in the...
Yeah.
As the Mixed Match Challenge kicks off, most teams have had weeks to prepare. However, due to Brooklyn Von Braun dragging her feet, Red's team formed just minutes ago. That has to be a major disadvantage.
I agree, not to mention...
Well, we just gotta win.
Time to come up with a cool team name.
That should be the least of their concerns, Saxton. The bigger issue here is Kurt Hawkins hasn't won a match in like 10 years. If I were Red, I wouldn't expect that to change now. Incoming!
You coming or?
What a neck breaker. Carmella may be in a bad way here. Head crank. comes in off the tag.
All right, you got this, Kurt.
Watch out. Running, swinging neck breaker. Elbow finds its mark.
Boom, what impact.
There it is. The good old head crank.
Oh, yeah, here's Kurt Hawkins.
Oh, look at this aggression, just pure brutality.
Come on, easy. If you remember, guys, Carmella's introduction to the main roster came in 2016 when she was the final pick in the WWE brand extension draft.
Uh-oh, this is big trouble here. He's feeling the effects of that last hit.
Oh, targeting the stomach. Kurt Hawkins is setting a good pace now.
It is all going his way right about. Look at this.
Oh, my gosh.
Ah, trampling the opposition. Oh, what a clothesline.
Forcefully delivered. Elbow drop.
I don't think he wants to be in that corner, Byron.
Yeah, but he's not moving, Michael. Such vicious strikes.
Oh, shit, he moved.
Quickness by EC3.
Wow. Byron noted how Carmella was the final pick in the 2016 draft. I think in a lot of ways, seeing more than 50 superstars get selected before her gave Carmella a bit of a chip on her shoulder.
It definitely motivated her, Cole, and fast forward less than 2 years later, and Carmella became SmackDown Women's Champion. Talk about a meteoric rise.
Knee drop.
That was nasty.
So precise. Hammerlock. Uh-oh, uh-oh. What does Carmella have to do to regain her composure?
Nothing. She sucks.
Neck breaker. This could be it. Cover. 1, 2. Not sure why.
I think she sensed her opponent was about to break free.
Simply said, this is going to be a great match. Random offense coming up. You know, there's just so much at stake for these teams in this match. A win in this one is just absolutely huge. He's looking for the win. 1, 2. I'm not sure if the referee didn't blow that call.
I don't think his opponent was expecting that.
Kurt Hawkins exploiting the opening.
Here it comes, Michael.
Byron, you should try this once. Now that got those shoulders on the mat. Great officiating as the ref noticed he was on the ropes.
Uh-oh.
Whoa, Kurt Hawkins dodged that one.
What's on the menu tonight?
Taste of pain. That might have put the exclamation point on this one.
Interesting decision here, Corey.
I don't know. I kind of like it. He clearly wants to inflict some more punishment.
Hooked up and down. Chinoku driver into the pin attempt. 2, 3. No, he kicked out.
Wow, I thought for sure that was it.
Oh, right to the gut. I think we're about to see a high-risk move.
Look out! Diving body splash. Hawkins might have something here. Things are really going his way now. How'd he do that? And look at the quickness by EC3.
Kurt Hawkins with good timing here. aggression, just pure brutality.
Come on, easy.
Oof.
EC3, making him think twice.
Oh no.
Tagged in. Huge big boot.
Come on.
Out on the apron. Oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be really bad. Nasty. The hardest part of the ring. A lot of damage taken on by Carmella. I'm not sure how this will pan out. And things look bleak right now. Bringing it back into the ring.
Ah.
Random offense coming up. Watch out here. She scores big with the counter. She's in full control now. She scurries out of there. Uh-oh.
And whoop.
This isn't going to be good.
Oh.
Tagged in. He's in big trouble.
Whoa.
Tossed with the suplex.
What? Where are you going?
Oh, clothesline. Oh, look at this aggression, just pure brutality.
Come on, easy. Oh, targeting the stomach.
Uh-oh, no, don't do this, don't do this. I got right to the gut.
Here it comes, Michael.
Byron, you should try this once.
The switch here to Carmella.
Wow, she turned that one around.
Get back in here.
Tough spot to be in. Big punch finds its mark. That was awesome. For the win. 2. Wow. What's on the menu tonight?
Taste of pain. Can he put...
Here's a cover. Could be it.
1, 2, 3. That puts this mixed tag match in the books.
There you go, Kurt Hawkins. You gotta win.
Winners, Redhead, Reed, and Kurt Hawkins.
Well, that one was over before it even started. That may have been one of the most dominant performances I've seen in a very long time. This Atlanta crowd showing their appreciation for a great match.
Good job. We did it. Boom. Why do I got a team with Ronda Rousey?
Been a busy night for Trey, as earlier he defended his WWE Championship in a steel cage match on SmackDown Live.
Yeah, have to admire his commitment to teaming with Ronda Rousey, but there is no way he's 100% going into this match.
A smart champion would be resting up for their next title defense. Not out here competing in the mixed match challenge, but he can't get enough of the spotlight, and as a result, he's putting himself and his partner at risk.
Powerbomb!
A striking blow. He has become relentless at this point.
He's taking charge here.
This is a tough spot to find yourself in, that's for sure.
Bye.
Are you kidding me? He's taking some good hits. Ronda Rousey is, of course, one of the most famous athletes in the world. More so, she's one of the most famous stars in the world. And she got.
Damn it, I'm trying to run out there.
Up and taking their arm.
And I'm down. Damn it.
With a waistlock takedown. Well scouted reversal there. Oh, Corey, he unloaded there. He has something big planned. Down in a hurry. Stomping. Ouch.
There you go. Let me help you up. Oh.
He's in a little bit of trouble now. Dream just barely got out of the way. Saw that one coming. On a big uppercut.
Proving tough to catch.
Oh.
Hits the mark.
Adding to what Michael said about Ronda being a huge star, when she entered the WWE, that bright light and media attention that follows her really brought a spotlight to the women's evolution and its superstars.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of publicity, a lot of notoriety from stepping into Ronda's spotlight. But touching fists, that's different. It's always fun to go to the zoo until you fall into the lion's den. Rousey, case in point.
Oh, straight forearm.
Great technical prowess from Bianca Belair.
And another reversal.
Seems like we're back where we began, Michael.
Cradle follow-away slam. Very competitive tag team match. Velveteen Dream is down, and it appears Trey and Ronda Rousey are going to attempt some kind of top rope double team maneuver. Ronda launches Trey into a somersault senton splash.
Yeah, it looked like Ronda might have tweaked something, maybe her ankle?
And Trey gets the win for his team.
I think you're right, Saxton. Ronda Rousey is definitely in pain.
You okay?
No, I can't put weight on it.
I'm sorry. It's my fault.
This appears to be a very costly victory for Team Rowdy Trey.
This is on our WWE champion. He was banged up from the cage match, and that caused the timing to be off when Ronda launched him into that senton splash. So now they're both hurt. I hope it was worth it for Trey.
Okay. All right.
Well, you really blew it this time. Thanks to your screw-up last week, the doctor just said that Ronda has to pull out of the mixed match challenge.
Damn it.
But I've got some good news. I already found you a new partner.
Let me guess. You found someone who hasn't competed in WWE in 30 years.
Actually, I found someone who's never competed in WWE at all. Me! I'm stepping down as GM to become an active WWE superstar.
What?
I've been thinking about making the move to in-ring competitor for a while now, and this seemed like the perfect opportunity, especially with a chance to win money for charity. I just love giving back to the community whenever I can. Anyway, let me know if you want to talk strategy before our match tonight. Oh, and one more thing. I tied up some loose ends before I stepped down as GM. You're going to defend your WWE Championship against Samoa Joe on the special 1500th episode of SmackDown Live in a submission match. Later, partner.
Shit! That means I need to get a submission. Hang on. So, we're gonna see. Anyway, messages. Forgot to tell you our team name is going to be the American Heroes. Don't blame yourself. I'll be back. Coming for you and my title. Soon. Oh, any podcasts? No. To hear the great news, I'm a superstar now. Just like you, but way better.
I can't believe Brooklyn's a WWE superstar now.
I can't believe I have to be her partner.
It's good she no longer has any authority, but it feels like she's even more ingrained in our lives.
At least it's now legal for you to punch her in the face. Again, I have to be her partner.
She's not worse than Kurt Hawkins. The guy hasn't won a singles match in over a decade.
At least you got to choose him. I didn't have any say in this.
It wasn't like I had a ton of good options. Look, all that aside, I just have a feeling this isn't going to end well for anyone.
Well, at least I can still make the best of a bad situation and win some money for charity.
Hey, even though I might have the walking decade of defeat as my partner, I still plan on winning the Mixed Match Challenge.
Same here. So I guess we'll just see whose crappy team flounders its way to the top.
Oh, wait. We weren't doing a thing? Okay, sorry. Bing, bing. Alright, who are we taking on this time?
You may not like her, but she's as tough as they come. It's Brooklyn Von Braun.
Sami Zayn. And who else? Ember Moon. Okay.
This is a historic night as our former GM, Brooklyn Von Braun, makes her highly anticipated in-ring debut in WWE, replacing the injured Ronda Rousey.
I still can't believe Brooklyn and Trey are partners. I mean, talk about an unlikely pairing. They've been at each other's throats for like 20 years. Well, we'll have to see if their adversarial pass affects the American Heroes' ability to work together in the Mixed Match Challenge.
I guess Brooklyn came up with that team name. Real creative. Hey, at least not as bad as their opponents who call themselves the Moons over my Sammy.
I kind of like that.
I bet you do.
Watching Ember Moon the past few years, Corey, one thing I've learned is that her drive to succeed may be unmatched.
I don't disagree, Cole. It's that drive that makes her so hard to defeat and nearly impossible to game plan for. How do you prepare for a woman who refuses to lose?
Oh, Corey, he unloaded there. Back now inside the ring. As Corey mentioned, preparing for Ember is not easy, especially given that she has no quit in her. But that said, Byron, perhaps replicating what Shayna Baszler did to Ember at TakeOver New Orleans would be a good approach.
Well, as vicious as it may sound, if Ember refuses to quit, you might have no other choice.
Look at this. Oh, an elbow drop.
Oh, it's a piercing elbow.
Bomb planted.
How could Sami Zayn just dig deeper right now and find his way out of this one? In off the tag.
Really?
And off the tag is Sami Zayn.
Tilt-a-whirl. Into a small package. Very, very nice. Rolling neck snap.
Pinfall attempt here from Sami Zayn.
1, 2.
And he kicks out. Not yet.
Lightning fast reflexes.
Shoulder clothesline.
Get up.
Second, it appears Brooklyn wants Trey to attempt the same double team maneuver that injured Ronda Rousey.
Is she trying to prove she can do it better?
I don't know, but it looks like Trey's not quite sure about this after what happened to Ronda.
Perfect execution by the American Heroes.
An impressive win for the new team of Trey and Brooklyn Von Braun.
I'm still not sure what to think about these two teaming. It's very strange.
It looks like Trey's still trying to get used to it as well.
I told you guys 100 times, Brooklyn's a professional. She likes winning much more than she dislikes Trey.
And here comes Trey's best friend, Red, for their Mixed Match Challenge match.
Hey, good luck.
Well, that was awkward.
You don't want to read too much into anything, but it certainly looked like Red just ignored Trey altogether.
Well, it's obvious Red is upset about Trey teaming with Brooklyn, but she'd better get over it fast or it's going to end up costing her team this match.
Do I get to play their match too? Or...
As this Mixed Match Challenge match begins, we have to consider the possibility that Red's team could end up facing Trey and Brooklyn Von Braun at some point.
Well, given what we know about Brooklyn's ability to get under Red's skin, that could definitely be a volatile situation.
You would think that since this whole thing's for charity, that everyone would be able to manage their emotions, but if Brooklyn triggers hothead Red, all bets are off.
Straight punch. Oh, stepped up Enziguri. She's slowing down here, guys.
Slowing down. She's stuck in park, Cole.
Cat, what are you doing?
Head crank. Oh, right to the kidneys. Golly. Oh, step up Enziguri. Straight punch. Boom, right in the button.
Picture perfect drop kick.
Ruby Riott is not interested in red carpets, auditioning for Total Divas, and making personal appearances. This is a cold-hearted individual who wants to take down the entire system in sports entertainment.
You just don't appreciate an entrepreneurial spirit, Cole. Ruby Riott embodies the punk rock ethos of do it yourself. Do whatever it takes to make it to the top.
Whoa, double spear.
Elbow drop with authority.
Okay.
There are all sorts of things he can do to an opponent after a takedown like that.
Guys, touching on Ruby Riott's punk rock mentality, this is a woman whose goal is to cause a riot. No one is safe.
WWE superstars need to realize that as long as Ruby Riott's competing, they're walking on dangerous ground, Saxton. And if someone gets in her way, they're getting stepped on.
Scoop slam!
Well, that's okay, because from what I hear, some people like to be stepped on. So that's okay.
From the floor. And here we go now. Elbow drop.
Let me see them legs again. Let's move you over here, and that right there.
Leg snap. That's going to hurt. Tear your hamstring.
No.
Kurt Hawkins exploiting the opening.
Michinoku driver, looking for the victory, and Black getting the shoulder up.
Still too fresh.
And
Watch out. Running, swinging neck breaker.
all right, let's see. Heat-seeking elbow. One night stand.
Kurt Hawkins into the cover. And Black getting the shoulder up.
He can withstand a lot more punishment, I can promise you that.
Here it comes, Michael.
Byron, you should try this once.
Now momentum is in the corner of Kurt Hawkins. His offense is second to none at times like this. Drop kick with precision.
Oh, look at this roll up.
I'm so glad both of my characters have that immovable object thing, so they just, like, what? You hit me? I don't give a fuck.
Front thrust kick. Working on the leg. Hammerlock. Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Not what she was looking for.
This tag team contest is underway. Both of these teams have been very game.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Scarlett, she turns it around.
Neck breaker.
Oh, boy. Looking to end it here.
This could be it.
Real close. Too close for comfort.
I can't believe she kicked out there.
That's the arm.
You know what?
She is in a precarious position.
Looking to inflict even more damage.
Now this is going to get ugly. It's going to get bad. Up to the top rope.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Spanish goes for the cover. Watch out. Wow. What a way to end this mixed tag match.
Kurt Hawkins! Got us disqualified.
After a couple more wins for both our teams, Trey and I would be in a position we'd never been in before, standing across the ring from each other as opponents in the finals of the Mixed Match Challenge.
Good luck tonight. Seriously.
Yeah, you too.
Do you mean that? Because it seems like you can't bring yourself to say the actual words.
I can totally say it, but now that you told me to, it won't mean as much.
Come on, just say it. Good luck.
Hey, look. It's your partner.
How convenient.
You're talking to the opposition before our match? You do realize I could give them a competitive advantage.
My team doesn't need an advantage to beat someone who's had less than 5 matches.
I'm pretty sure I had less than 5 matches when I was tapping you out in high school, and tonight will be exactly the same. Except this time, a whole lot more people will see me embarrass you. Come on, we need to discuss what we're going to do with our prize money after we win. I was thinking we'd donate it to victims of identity heft. It's when people identify as skinny, but they're actually really fat. I think Red might have it.
Oh, who should we play as? Who should we play? Goes Red's team. I gotta. You know, it's in my name. Red robe. Gotta be red.
It's the MMA Juggernaut.
Okay.
This is it, the finals of the Mixed Match Challenge. One of these teams will take home $500,000 to donate to a charity of their choice.
Don't bury the lead, Cole. The charity part's nice, but the real story here is that best friends Red and Trey are facing each other for the first time ever. Things could get very interesting.
Normally, I think you guys were just trying to stir up drama, but Red and Trey have definitely seemed a bit off lately, and this match certainly won't help matters. Oh, that was awesome.
Goes into the pin.
That's either sheer genius or complete stupidity, Cole.
Look at this.
Oh my god. Oh, okay, I guess I'm over here now.
With a big boot. On the mark.
I can do that too. I missed.
Oh, what a punch.
That's how you stop your opponent.
Saw that one coming.
Kurt Hawkins exploiting the opening.
Oh, shit.
Incredible.
Cover here.
1, 2.
Plenty of fight left.
You have to put in a
Woo.
little more work than that.
Oh, read him there. Pow, what a shot. Oh, Corey Kurt Hawkins with good timing here. Back suplex.
Whoa, Kurt Hawkins dodged that one.
Have you ever seen a human being tossed like that?
Look out here. Across the top rope. Stun gun. He's on his heels a bit now. Stump puller leg snap.
That's going to hurt. Tear your hamstring.
Here it comes, Michael.
Byron, you should try this once.
Not looking good right now.
What does Kurt Hawkins have in store?
Shoulders down for the count. Too soon.
Boom!
Lights out. Knee drop. That was nasty. So precise. Hammerlock applied. Oh, no, no. Uh-oh. That's going to break an arm.
Oh, man. That's why.
Perhaps thinking about what to do next here. Slam! She's taking charge here.
Really taking control here.
God damn it. Get out of the fucking corner.
Crashing down the hard way.
I'm trying to climb, motherfucker.
This is a big risk. Will it pay off? From the top. Elbow drop. She's starting to tire. Could this be it? She's looking to get out of here with a win early.
She came here to fight, not lay down.
Oh, what a right!
Man, that's some attitude behind it. But not. Down across the knee.
She's calling for it.
Going for the suplex, man.
She's sewn this up like zero.
Whoa, didn't expect to see that. Cover him. Yeah, put right in the this mixed tag match.
God damn it, Kurt Hawkins.
This is it, the mixed match challenge. One of these teams will take $500,000 to donate to a charity of their choice.
Don't bury the lead, Cole. The charity part's nice. The real story here is that best friends Red and Trey are facing each other for the first time ever. Things could get very interesting.
Normally, I think you guys are just trying to stir up drama, but
Wow.
for sure.
Curious move to go for a pinfall at this point.
Ow.
the corner right now. That is a great...
Oh, shit.
Now that one's countered. Kick right to the midsection. Oh, huge big boot. Oh, right to the kidneys. Golly. She's starting to look concerned. Vicious blow to the back of the neck.
And whoop.
A high-risk maneuver in the works from that. All the way for the top. Elbow drop. Boom! Right between the eyes. Sit-out power bomb. Pin broken up easily. That would have been a shocker. She's just
Whoa!
too quick. Got out of the way in a hurry. He just cannot be caught. When you look at this, it looks like they both did their homework heading into this one. Beautiful suplex. This
Come
is
on.
a big risk. Will it pay off?
Whoa! Oh, man, what a leg drop.
He's absorbed some damage already. Wow! Elbow! Oh, look at this aggression, just pure brutality.
Come on, easy.
What's he got in mind? Downward spiral.
See ya. Now momentum is in the corner of Curt Hawkins.
He can't allow himself to let up now. Elbow drop. Uh-oh, no, don't do this. Don't do this. Byron, you should try this once. What does Curt have in store?
Finisher!
Off into the pin. Than she looks, guys. Ooh. Showing signs of slowing now. Crank. Just a rotating neck wish here. She had it right where it was. She's caught. How this is going to end, Byron. Impact to the back. Six. Boom. Between the eyes. Now in full control. Flex, making it look easy. That was a good time. Great in-ring IQ. Looking for more damage here.
Boom! Yeah, they
The shoulders down. Defenseless in the corner. Nice. This isn't good.
shit!
Hey, what's up?
What's up? Riding with her.
But I wanted to get some extra training in since Samoa.
I'd be happy to help you work. It's really the only way you're. I mean, that little him might have worked in their first match, but He needs some real training. I was 24-2. The 2 losses were.
Training me is a great idea. It could help survive Samoa Joe. Who knows? Maybe even beat him.
Good. We'll get started right away. I didn't get a chance to congratulate you on winning the Mixed Match Challenge. It actually inspired me.
To what? Quit?
No. Your donation of the $500,000 to that animal shelter in our hometown got me thinking, what can Brooklyn do to help? So I decided to donate $1 million of my own personal money to the shelter.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, they're naming an entire wing after me. Did you get a wing?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I guess $500K isn't really wing money. But hey, I have the director's info. I'll see if they can at least name something after you. Maybe a maintenance closet or a bathroom stall. I'll let you know when we can get started on that training, partner.
So what, are you friends with her now?
No, it's not like that.
Well, it seems like that. I mean, first you're riding with her, and now you're training with her? Did you forget this is the same person who tormented us for 20 years?
I got to ride with her one time. And besides, she's changed, okay? I mean, she just donated $1 million of her own money to an animal shelter. Bad people don't do that.
How naive are you? She's obviously lying about the donation to try and get under my skin. There's no way she would ever actually do something good like that. She's always been fake, and this is no different.
Can't assume any of that.
I'm not assuming she's a terrible person. I know that. And I thought you did too.
Come on. That mural's kind of freaking me out. It feels like you're watching me from every angle.
I am. But focus here. So when Samoa Joe gets you in the coquina clutch this time...
How do you know he'll get me in it?
It's a submission match, which means he'll be going for it early and often, so you have to be prepared. And what I was going to say before you interrupted me...
Sorry, won't happen again.
What I was going to say is your little trick you used against him 10 years ago when you rolled backwards to get the win isn't going to work this time. He'll be ready. And even if you pulled it off, it won't do any good because this is a submission match.
Rivalry submission match.
Right. So I'm Samoa Joe, and I'm going to put you in the coquina clutch. Try to escape.
Oh, I tap.
That was pathetic.
I know. How am I ever gonna beat Samoa Joe? I mean, once she cinches in that arm around my neck, it's all over. Goodbye, WWE Championship. Goodbye, Trachea. Goodbye, Earth. Hello, big ring in the sky. Hopefully.
Okay, stop. You're spiraling. It's not about his arm. It's about his legs.
Huh?
I studied hours of footage of Samoa Joe locking in the coquina clutch. You're welcome. And I discovered a hidden flaw that's going to allow you to counter it and beat him. Give me your phone. Voice password?
Trey and Peyton Royce forever?
Voice recognition volume too low. Please try again.
Trey and Peyton Royce forever. It's a joke. Please don't tell her.
Anyway, like I said, I watched a lot of tape on Samoa Joe, and I discovered this. Watch his ankles. See how he crosses them? He does it every time. That's your opening to beat him.
I don't get it.
Of course you don't. Let me show you. Put me in the coquina clutch and make sure you cross your ankles like Joe does.
What the heck was that?
The secret to not getting the life choked out of you and walking away with your WWE Championship.
Wow, this is weird to say with all our history, but I don't know what I'd be doing right now without your help.
I guess I've been in a charitable mood lately.
Well, seriously, thanks for teaching me this. So, I guess we're good to go now?
Are you kidding? You haven't actually learned how to do the counter yet. On your back. We're going to start with a hip motion. I'll film on your phone so you can watch it back later. It locked again.
Trey and Peyton Royce forever!
Welcome to the special 1500th episode of SmackDown Live.
SmackDown Live has been the home of some amazing matches over the years, and tonight we continue that tradition with the long-awaited, much-anticipated battle between Trey and Samoa Joe.
This submission match for the WWE Championship is
That's a lot of
7 years
SmackDown.
in the making. Going back to Trey's debut when he shocked the WWE Universe and Samoa Joe. But tonight on SmackDown 1500, will Joe finally get his revenge?
Hey, what are you doing?
Studying my training footage. I think I actually have a chance tonight thanks to Brooklyn.
Yeah, about her.
I don't want to get into it again. I need to focus on my match.
I actually wanted to apologize. I might have been acting a little crazy lately.
A little?
Okay, slightly more than a little. I called the animal shelter that Brooklyn said she donated the money to, and turns out she wasn't lying.
See? I told you she's changed.
I think I just got caught up with us competing against each other in the mixed match challenge. And then I felt like I was losing my best friend to pretty much the worst person I could imagine. But maybe she's not the worst person after all. There's probably some terrible dictators or criminals on death row who are slightly worse.
That's very big of you to say that. So you should be cool with the fact that Brooklyn is going to be in my corner tonight then, right? I need her out there to coach me through the technique she taught me.
Totally cool with that. Not bothered at all. Besides, I have a big announcement to focus on.
About what?
Well, I decided to get back to concentrating on the list, and there's one thing on there I always wanted to accomplish, but it never seemed possible. Especially when Brooklyn was GM, no offense to your new BFF. But since this is a very special episode of SmackDown Live, it's the perfect time to make it happen. Good luck tonight. Seriously.
Hey, you finally said it.
And I meant it.
Oh, ain't that just sweet?
Tonight, we celebrate 1,500 episodes of SmackDown Live. On nights like this, we look back at the amazing superstars who helped us get here. For me, personally, when I was an awkward teenager, the thought that I could someday do this seemed like a total long shot. But I was inspired by women like Beth Phoenix, the Bellas, Natalia, and Mickie James. Around that time, I created this list of goals I'd someday want to accomplish if I ever made it to WWE. Well, I think I've more than made it. But there's one thing on this list that all those women I mentioned accomplished. But I never have, because it's kind of impossible now. But if I've learned anything on my journey, it's that nothing is truly unattainable. The goal I'm referring to is winning the title that I grew up watching. The WWE Divas Championship. Like I said, kind of hard to do considering it hasn't existed in almost 15 years. But I'm proposing that WWE bring the Divas Championship back so I can honor the women who blazed a path for me and prove that no dream is ever hopeless or unimaginable.
Wait, what? And you want me to tell her right now?
I'm sorry, but I was just told to inform you that the Divas Championship is already spoken for.
Already spoken for? It hasn't existed in over a decade. How is that even possible?
They said you would hear more in the very near future. That's all I know.
What just happened?
I have no idea, but apparently someone in the back has other plans for the Divas Championship.
They are not going to give the Divas Championship to Brooklyn, and they're going to fight over it. Why? For what? No, please don't do this. No. Just no.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for...
Okay, good. That fixed the crowd sound, because there was no crowd sound, and that scared me that this is going to be a very quiet match. And there she is, coming up on my side. Why did it do it on this? I don't understand.
Into his title defense incredibly confident, Corey. And with good reason, Cole. When you're the champ, you don't have to worry about winning. You just have to make sure you don't lose. That is the champion's advantage. Maybe.
No one cares. Come on, let's go.
This SmackDown. A decade. I mean, Trey was anticipating this as much as Samoa Joe, especially considering it's a submission match, which definitely Coquina clutch.
Let's not ignore the fact he has Brooklyn Von in his corner tonight, who could be the difference maker. Supposedly the ex-MMA mission defense.
I don't care who's in way. He walks back. He'll be lucky to.
God out of this.
Gentlemen, this is Samoa Joe. He is a very, very horrible person. He doesn't lie to the public about what he is. He doesn't sit behind a gilded curtain and try to tell the world he's a good person seeking justice and righteousness. No, Samoa Joe seeks domination and victory. This is Samoa Joe, and you will definitely not where now.
Face first.
He aggressor here. Solid contact there. Big boot.
Come on, Joe.
Corey noted that Samoa Joe doesn't hide behind a veil of niceness. He doesn't allow pleasantry. Oriented, and his lack of human decency helps keep him focused.
His lack of human decency also makes him a huge threat. Samoa Joe feels if that's a bad thing, then you could consider him the evilest person in the locker room.
Up across the shoulder. What's next?
Cover never ceases to amaze me.
Expertly applied triangle. Oh, Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe may submit.
I think we're going to see it. I think Joe's going to tap.
I can't believe it. He broke the hold. And just in the nick of time, Cole, his face was turning all sorts of colors. Oh, on the
apron, lifting it up into the ring. Bam! Suplex. Just punched him right in the mouth. Relentless. Enough already.
There we go. I thought my finisher would be enough, but apparently not.
And Samoa Joe locks in the Coquina clutch.
Trey's attempting a counter.
What's the matter? Not like you planned?
It looked like Trey attempted a counter to the Coquina clutch that Brooklyn must have taught him, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work.
It's over. It may not be the Universal Championship that Trey defeated him for 7 years ago, but Samoa Joe gets the vindication he was looking for, as he is the new WWE Champion. What the hell?
Whoa!
This is awful.
Was this some kind of setup all along?
It had to be. Hindsight's 20/20, but Brooklyn Von Braun's change of heart was way too good to be true.
Saxton, you said Brooklyn was going to be the difference maker tonight, and you were right for once. If she and Samoa Joe have formed an alliance, and it would appear that they have, Red and Trey's lives are going to be changed forever.
There it is. The double cross.
I really don't need to hear "I told you so" right now.
All you're gonna hear from me is I hope you're okay.
I'll be alright. I just feel so stupid.
You're not stupid. You're trusting and a good person. That's what separates you from people like her.
Like, I appreciate it, but I still can't believe I let my guard down like that. You were right about everything.
We'll make her pay for this. I promise.
Okay, let's see. Got messages. Saw what happened. If you want to talk. Any podcast thingies? Ooh, yes.
Welcome to a special live edition of Women Who Fight, covering all the fallout from SmackDown 1500. There is certainly a lot to cover.
Well, let's start with the fact that there's a new WWE champion thanks to the actions of Brooklyn Von Braun.
We can only speculate at this point, but it looked like Brooklyn and Samoa Joe might have been planning this for quite a while.
Well, I want to hear an explanation from Brooklyn, and knowing her, I'm sure we will. But it doesn't take a genius to connect the dots. This was a setup. And I think it started with Brooklyn teaming with Trey in the Mixed Match Challenge in order to earn his trust.
Yeah, looking back on it all now, her sudden change of heart was just way too good to be true.
Look, this might be controversial, but you have to applaud Brooklyn in some way.
What? Why?
Because she came into Red and Trey's domain and in just a short time managed to pull all the necessary strings to not only embarrass them, but also position herself as the most powerful woman in WWE. Like it or not, that's impressive.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's how I'd describe it. Deceitful? Maybe vile, perhaps, but impressive? No.
Look, you're obviously biased towards Red and Trey since they're longtime WWE superstars. And when an outsider from MMA comes in and dominates them at their own game, it doesn't sit well. I get it.
That's not what this is about. It's about right and wrong.
No.
And Brooklyn is clearly wrong here.
No, I don't think it's that simple.
Oh, whatever. I mean, lost in the shuffle of all of this is that Red announced she wanted to bring back the Divas Championship, but was informed that it was already spoken for.
Well,
and we'll speculate on what that could possibly mean when we come back.
Well, maybe we can have a bias-free discussion on that. Maybe.
Maybe. She's a garbage person, huh? Yes, yes. Alright. Continue the story.
Welcome to SmackDown Live, where hopefully we're about to get some sort of clarification from Brooklyn Von Braun on last week's shocking turn of events.
I am a big fan of movies. Mostly the ones I've starred in, but there are some other ones that are okay too.
Right. Yeah.
But in any film, my favorite part is always near the end when the villain explains their big evil plan, going over every single detail of how they pulled the wool over the stupid idiot hero's eyes. But in movies, this usually allows the hero time to escape or stop the bad guy in some way. But I'm not gonna be stopped. See, I already destroyed your idiot hero last week with the help of Samoa Joe. So now, I have all the time in the world to walk you through every single detail of my brilliant scheme. Like I said, this is my favorite part. So here we go. When I was GM, I brought Samoa Joe back fully knowing what his plans were for attacking Trey in the best-of-5 final and costing Red her title. In fact, I helped make those plans myself. Then, I gave Trey a title match against Adam Cole just so Joe could eventually take it from Trey. Sorry, Adam. After that, I inserted myself into the mixed match challenge as Trey's partner to earn his trust, giving me the opportunity to teach him the secret coquina clutch escape. Only when Joe got it on Trey, and he thought he had it all under control, those ankles weren't crossed, were they? Because it wasn't a secret anymore. I told Joe exactly what to expect, and Trey never had a chance.
I am aghast. The betrayal.
Now, unfortunately, to make Trey and Red think I had changed for the better, I did have to donate a bunch of money to an animal shelter. But don't worry, I purchased the shelter, kicked out all the disgusting animals, and I'm turning it into the newest location for my tanning salon chain, Brooklyn Von Braun. Which, if you ask me, is a lot more to serve the community. So right about now, your tiny brains are probably asking, but why, Brooklyn? Why would you do all of this? I did this to maintain the hierarchy. To show Red and Trey that despite what they think they've achieved in WWE, I'm the star and they're the losers. Just like it's always been. And that will never change. Anyway, I've spent way too much time talking about those rejects, so let's discuss what's next for the American hero. New trademark lawsuit pending. Well, I have some big news to share. I'm a champion. You see, I recently talked to WWE management about bringing back a title from the past, and they agreed I was the perfect superstar to award it to. So I'd like to present to you your new WWE Divas Champion, me!
You've got to be kidding me. I guess this explains why I was told to inform Red that the Divas Championship was already spoken for.
You know, maybe in the future, Trey, you should be a little more careful about who sees your phone. You never know what they could find on there. Like maybe even a copy of a list outlining all their friends' dreams and ambitions.
Well, she should be mad at her friend Trey for letting all this happen.
Let's go right now, you and me.
I'm a prize fighter, and considering I've got the prize, I decide when I fight. So run along. Maybe there's something else you can cross off your list, like find someone who will take me out on a date, or fix my jacked up teeth. Those are real things on her list. I saw it.
I'm coming for you and that title.
Look out!
This is getting out of hand.
You wanted this? Well, now you got it.
Thankfully, Trey is here to put an end to this.
Oh!
Where did he come from?
It's obvious Brooklyn and Samoa Joe are always 2 steps ahead of Red and Trey.
And now Brooklyn is going to force Red to watch her best friend get destroyed by Samoa Joe yet again.
He suffered enough. Come on, don't do it. No! Trey might be seriously injured. This is bad.
While Trey's condition's unclear, one thing is the duo of Brooklyn, Von Braun, and Samoa Joe will annihilate anyone who attempts to get in their way.
Fucking Divas Championship. Fucking hell, man.
So what's the verdict?
Nothing too serious. I'll just be out a couple weeks.
You're lucky. That could have ended your career.
It would take a much worse attack than that to end my career. Or being offered the hosting gig on America's Next Top Hand Model, which is the best show on TV, hands down. See? I'm a natural. So, are you mad that Brooklyn saw the list on my phone?
I was, but I think I'm over it, considering you almost got snapped in half trying to help me. Besides, I just found out next week I have a #1 contenders match for the Divas Championship. So I'm still gonna cross it off the list.
Good. At least one of us will be in the title picture.
What do you mean? Aren't you gonna use your rematch clause when you heal up?
I would if I had one. Turns out one of the other loose ends Brooklyn took care of before she stepped down as GM was removing the rematch clause from my contract. So if I want another shot at Samoa Joe, I'm gonna have to earn it just like anyone else.
I know you can do it. But first, you need to focus on getting better.
I guess it's just like on America's Next Top Hand Model when Andrea jammed her finger playing volleyball and lost the Christmas engagement ring campaign. It took a lot of hard work and moisturizing, but in a couple months her hand was back in top form and she booked the Valentine's Day spot, which was way bigger than the Christmas gig.
I must have missed that episode.
I can get you a copy. I have every one of them saved.
I think I got the gist of it.
Your loss.
That sounds like a very, very in-depth and complicated thing, but I'm going to have to end it there because it's getting late and everything else. But thank you for this, I guess maybe somewhat extended video of, well, WWE 2K20, the Trey and Red Chronicles here. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully things are going well everywhere else with me creating things and doing things. So, until next video, everybody. I'll talk to y'all later.